Alright, so now we're going to take a look at Open Home Pro. I'm going to go ahead and load up a home into Open Home Pro for us, just so we can kind of see how this works. Now, the online version we're looking at right now, like this is in my browser. This is where you're going to load stuff up, and this is where you're going to kind of make all your changes and stuff in here. So I'm going to go ahead and log on here to get us started. Now this also has a companion app that's on the iPad, and also it looks like they have it now on Android as well. So I'm going to go to create a listing. So we'll do go ahead and just put in the just kind of the basic stuff here. So I'm going to put in the prices. $1.5 million, and that's going to be around 6,000 square feet. Whoop. It's going to be just a regular home. It's going to be for sale. It's probably got 6 bedrooms, and it's probably got 5 baths. So in the description, what I like to do here is, like, if you have a listing or you're doing an open house for another agent, is go to their description in the MLS and just copy and paste it right in here. So I'm just going to put now, if you're a wordsmith and you're really good with words and you don't like the other agent's description that's in the MLS, you can do whatever you want. But what you want to do is basically, paste that in there, and then you're kind of all set. Now, a couple things you can do here. If it's your listing, what you're going to want to do is get the Trulia or Zillow URL to put in there. I really don't like to do that because it kind of takes people and it shows other agents that are on there. So it'll show you as a listing agent, but it'll have like 3 or 4 other agents competing. So what I like to do is come back to this later on, and after I make this for Open Home Pro, it's going to kind of have a landing page that just shows the house and the pictures, and it only shows me. So I'm going to come back after I share this. I'm going to copy and paste that here, so it kind of loops. So if somebody goes and looks at that website, it's going to basically pull up just that one home and just my name on it. So we'll leave that blank for now. So basically, we're going to go to Publish and add photos. You have to bear with me. It looks like the internet's a little slow today. So you can drag and drop your files here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shrink this guy up a little bit because I have some to put in here. And I'm just going to put a couple because it looks like it's a little slow. So I'm going to drag and drop. Pretty easy stuff. So basically you want to use very high quality photos that are in here. And this kind of gives you the status of it. So you want to use your high quality photos. Load as many as you possibly can. People love photos. They like to look at them. That's why they decide to come look at a property. And if you're advertising this, like I also use this URL for my text messaging that goes on my sign, which we'll cover that in another module of how to use text marketing. I kind of do my own. I don't do the pre-packaged programs. One, I just like to keep it really simple, and I'll show you what signs I use, which are pretty awesome. They're not the regular super fine print and QR code and just the really, really busy ones. It just says text this to this for pricing and home info, and that's it. And I do it all myself. It's a lot better value. You get a lot more out of it, and you can really customize the text message, and it follows up with them every day for 3 days. So as you see, we got our photos, all of our photos on here. And that's what we got. So basically, now we'll go back to edit listing. So we have all that stuff. Now we go to like questions. So this is really cool. So you can pull out some other stuff in here. So this is what I like about this right here. So how'd you hear about the listing? You know, they could say the internet and signs and stuff like that. If you want to prove to yourself that your signs are working or that your internet marketing works, it'll give them a drop down for those answers. Do you have a home to sell? That's a good one too. If somebody's out to look at a house and they actually do have a home to sell, you might be able to list their home and show them properties to buy. I found that any feedback on the home for the seller, no one really responds to that. And you're there talking to them anyway. And the reason why you're using Open Home Pro is so you don't have to ask these questions, and you can just kind of get to know and build rapport with the clients that are there. So I kind of like get rid of one of these. Now we can basically, are you pre-approved for a loan? So these are good questions here. The home address, that's a little much. So let's just go with these guys that we have here. And like I said, you can reorder all the stuff. I always put this one last because it's not that important. Now we can create new questions. Now the cool thing about creating new questions are you can ask anything. So you can really make it personal about the property or the area. Like how important are schools to you? Now I have a listing that's in a part of town that has maybe the best possible schools ever. So I can ask this question because I know that if they say very, which they are if they have kids, that I can go back to them in an email later on and say, you came here, you're looking in this area, the schools are awesome, you can just really show value doing that. Another one is say a new highway is going in. I actually have this going on as well. So how important is highway access? And like you can just add these questions in to the deal, and you can do multiple choice, yes, no. I like plain text. That way they can just put it in there. So you can put these in here wherever. But it makes them think when they're doing it that they're answering questions of high value to them, and then it makes it real easy for you to follow up. You could ask, how many bedrooms are you looking for? A lot of people that come into open houses, if they come off the sign, they don't exactly know that you have a 5-bedroom, 4-bedroom house. They're looking for 3 or 2, or single level or 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And so just because they showed up doesn't mean that that's the house they're looking for necessarily. So you want to make sure that you have some questions built in there to kind of feel them out so you can, maybe set them up with the search. You're going to have their email address. You're going to have their phone number. And if they say they don't have an agent, I'd set up a portal form, send it over, have a pretty broad one, and then ask, hey, did you get the listings I sent you? Did you like them? Do I need to modify the price? Do I need to modify the size, the bedrooms? But it gives you a jumping off point, and this helps you out with that. So this is kind of what it's going to look like when you're building this stuff at your home before you go out for the open house. In the next module, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the iPad when you select it and you start an open house, and then the questions they have to answer in that, and you can see what their experience is. And the best part about it is you're not the one asking the questions that could possibly make them defensive. If somebody walks in your open house and the first question you ask them is, are you working with an agent? They already know that you smell blood in the water, and they get very defensive, and they put their guard up because they don't want to be harassed. They're just trying to look at a house and go about their business. But if you have a table set up with your iPad and Open Home Pro set up on it, and they're answering these questions, you don't have to answer any of that. All you have to do is deliver value. Just, hey, how you guys doing today? This house has a pool. Are you looking for a pool? Or, oh, these floors are bamboo. They just newly got put in. And you just kind of talk about the house and deliver, again, like, all the different upgrades and talk about the neighborhood and just really show off your knowledge of all the homes. and the area, and they're like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. And not once are you asking a probing question of, is it worth it for me to talk to you if you have an agent or not? Or, you're not sizing them up because you already had the program do that for you up front, and they're not putting that, impression upon you of, this is the guy that tried to harass me for my business. This is the guy that just knew the most about the homes in the area. So very good stuff. Next video we're going to show, I'm going to have Open Home Pro on the iPad, and you can kind of see how I swipe through, and I'll actually go through some of the process of what the consumer is going to go through, and you can see how it works. All right, so now that we got everything loaded into openhomepro.com, now we can kind of go in here and on our iPads, and we can start showing you like what's going on with what we're going to be doing at the open house where you have it set it up. So obviously you have the Open Home Pro, which is right here down in the corner. So I'm going to open this guy up, and let's see, we have our little lollipop lane is going to be here. So I'm going to select it, and basically we have all of our stuff in here. I'll go to another one that actually has some stuff on it. So basically it has all of our stuff in here showing how this is going to work. So I go to Begin Open House. So this is what they see. This is what the clients see when they stop by your table that's sitting, either on the right in the entryway or right in front of the front door before they get in the house. And basically all they have to do is touch to sign in. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and touch here. I'll put in my name is Nick. My email is nick@30day.com. And continue on. So I have my phone number here. No, I'm not working with an agent. How soon am I looking to buy? Okay, 3 months, How did I hear about the listing? Online. So I did find it online. Driving home sale now. I'm renting right now. Any feedback from the home seller? For the home seller, nice floors. I did like the bamboo. Is highway access important? No. I work in the area, so no big deal. Someone have that. So now that's saved. So now this already goes back and it's ready to go for the next person coming through the open house. So what's cool about this is I can tap the home up here and I can end the open house. Or if I talk to this client while we're going through the house and there's nobody else in there, I can go add to visitor notes, and I can add talk about Nick here. So Nick, nice guy, works locally, 3 kids, needs pool, light kitchen and floors. Prefers single level home. Now that's fresh in my memory, I can save that note. The note's added. And go back. I can get out of this, and now I'm ready to go again into my deal. Now, let's just say that's the end of the open house, so I'm going to hit my open home here in the top left corner. I'm going to go to End Open House. So I got all my leads here, so I have all recent and hot leads. So let's go to recent. So let's go. So these are the ones that have been to here that we've messed with before. I'm going to go to Nick. And this is what it's going to show me. I have this data. It's going to go straight to my inbox. What's also going to happen is later that day, Open Home Pro is going to email that client for me with all my contact information, all the stuff I got, as far as the house, the price and pictures and everything they came in on. It's just kind of like thanking them for coming over. So I still have all this stuff here. So they like the any feedback about the price, said nice floors, whatever. So they're not working with an agent. Great. I didn't know that because, I was showing the house. This was doing the work. So I go home and I get to see this. Well, this is great. So they saw it online. Great. So I'm glad we put it on Trulia. How soon you're looking by 3 months? Okay. So the probably needs to get pre-approved. So we probably can go down that route. Is highway access important? No. Okay. So just a bonus, I guess, because this has a really good highway access. So when I went back and added the notes, I still have all this in here too. So the answers are new to me because the app was doing the work, and then the notes are from me. So, nice guy, works locally, 3 kids. Okay, cool. I remember this guy. Great. I had 15 people today. I do remember this guy. This is a good lead. So when I follow up personally the next day with my email, I can refer to all this stuff. It's like, thanks for stopping by. I know you're looking for a larger house for the 3 kids, and you're looking to enjoy that pool now that you're moving to Arizona. It sounds like you like the big kitchen and you like the bamboo flooring, but it also sounded like that you didn't like it having a second story. What I've done is I'm going to create a search for you that kind of what I feel you're looking for from what you told me, and you take a look at it, and I'll follow up with you later. And then you can go ahead and send that stuff out to them on that. So that's, and that's a quality lead, and that's how you're going to get a buyer inside of 30 days is by leveraging this type of stuff. So basically we have this. The hot leads are just people that don't have agents, so that you can see all those from all the different ones that are loaded in here. The recent are just recent leads that have. I can export these leads as well. And so there's a lot of good things in the app. They have tutorials. I can manage my questions here. I can edit my account settings. I can sync it. If your iPad doesn't have cellular data, it'll just sync when it hits Wi-Fi. It stores it all in the app and suspends it until you hit Wi-Fi, and then it can send out the emails. It's great stuff. So again, this is Open Home Pro, and this is what does my dirty work at the open house. This is the one that's asking all the questions. This is gathering all the info, so I can just be me. I can be personable, and I can just deliver value to these potential clients coming through instead of looking for my in to find out if they're available or not for me to make money off of. You don't want to be the puppy dog agent that's following people around the house looking desperate. You want to be coming from a position of power. You want to be offering good, useful information. You want your mind to be, what can I give these people as they walk through the house that no one else is going to give them? So when they leave and I have their contact information, I can continue building on that, and I have a greater chance of making that visitor of the open house my potential client.